Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I'm excited to share with you the September Project Gr8tful set from Kelly Banks. So, Project Gr8tful has been a year-long project that started in November of 2021. So it goes through October of 2022. And each month, Kelly releases a themed set, kind of a seasonal set, to help you document gratitude. The goal of the project is to create a daily practice of gratitude, and I have really loved working through these sets. If you have not started Project Gr8tful, or you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, you're not the only one. It's never too late to pick up these sets and to use them for a variety of reasons, and I've shown you throughout the year some different ways to use them, and one of my very favorite ways is in daily planning, which is what we're going to do today. But first, let me show you the sheets. First, we have numbers. I actually shrunk these down. I printed all mine on white sticker paper and then have pre-cut them on my Cricut so that I can easily put them into my planner. But I shrunk down the numbers pretty small so that I would be able to easily use them in the planner. So you get 3 pages of numbers and then a ton of other stuff. So these are the journal bits. I think there's another page of journal bits in here. I probably have it all, like, yes, here's journal bits, here's ephemera, here's journal bits. I just changed it all. Okay, so here's journal bits. How cute are all of these little pieces? It's kind of like a back to school theme that she did this month. The composition notebook look is my favorite. And look at all of this. Tons of great pieces. I feel like these were just made for planners, you guys. I know they're not technically made for planners, but they definitely feel like that for me. So those are the journal bits. And then you have the ephemera, which is fun and school themed. Jesus is the word that you heard. Look at that. How cute. Worship in spirit and truth. Sorry about my printer. It was in a mood this morning. Let me know if that ever happens to you where your printer is just like in a bad mood and I have no idea why it printed like that. So a few of mine are a little messed up, but here's some school supplies. I love it. Some Gr8tful headers. So cute. And then look at these composition notebooks. I think they're adorable. I'm so excited to use those. And then there are some gorgeous papers. Again, my printer, I don't know what the deal is. It's just in a bad mood. I love my printer normally, and it was just in a mood with some of these today, but these are gorgeous, 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 and I'm excited to have them and to get to use them. So again, Project Gr8tful September releases today. It's available over at the Illustrated Faith Print and Pray shop, and I'm going to show you how I use Project Gr8tful in my daily planner. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to set up a few pages in my daily planning, and we're going to just show how this works. All right, let's go. All right, so as we get started, I've had people share with me that they don't feel like daily planning is for them because they don't have a super busy life. And I understand that if you are using daily pages strictly for planning, to-do lists, things like that, then I can understand that. I want you, though, to take a minute and think of the possibility of using these daily planning pages, something that's attached in your planner that you are going to on a daily basis, thinking of using them as more of a journaling spot, as a creative journaling practice. It's not quite as intimidating as staring at a completely blank page because there is some structure on the page already. So it's a little bit different from, jumping into an Archer and Olive notebook, something like that, some sort of bullet journaling. It gives you a little bit of structure, but you can use these sections for anything you want. There are no rules. So I frequently cover up the headers that are on these particular pages. The ones I'm using are actually from the Happy Planner. This is the big size daily planning pages. I keep them in my work planner because that's the deal that that's the planner that I sit down with in the morning. And you can journal all kinds of things. So for instance, I use the top section that is currently labeled priorities. I'm going to use that for my gratitude. That's what I've been doing for a long time. It's labeled 1, 2, 3. I can list out my 3 pieces of gratitude for the day, and I have that at the top as my focus, and it's such a great way to start the day. Now, the section that's labeled today, that is this long bullet list, I do tend to use that as a task list for the day. You can use it for anything though. What if it was a prayer list for that day? What if you ignored the bullets and it was a place for you to take notes on a podcast or a TV show or scripture, something that you were working on that day? There are no rules. You can put a variety of things in there. Maybe you're tracking a few different things and you actually end up dividing up that super long to-do list into different sections. Perhaps you are wanting to count steps for the day. Maybe you're wanting to plan food. Any of those things, there's just no rules. So I tend to do some big decorative pieces like I did with that big composition notebook and the Gr8tful pencil. So sometimes I cover up the boxes that are in the lower left-hand side. Other times I use that as a little moment to check in or a place to write a scripture or an affirmation for that day. Perhaps it's something I'm wanting to remind myself of, something I'm trying to work on. That's a big thing for me. In general, see this large piece that I'm putting down right now? I do keep my schedule on this page for a daily reminder of the activities that are going on today, what time I have to pick up kids from different things. So that works well for me to keep it in that reminder section. I've also used this as a creative journaling check-in on how I'm feeling that day, something I'm struggling with that day. For some reason, putting it out there, writing it down kind of takes away its power. It's not weighing on me quite as much if I've written it down in the morning. So I kind of am able to get it out of my head and onto the paper. So the truth is, while you might not have a ton going on in a particular day, these pages are just a great way to sit down in the morning, wrap your head around what's happening that day, what your goals are that day, some gratitude, some check-in for your mental health, scripture, exercise, meal planning. So many things can happen on a daily page. And I love kind of pre-decorating a couple pages at a time so that I can have this ready to go when I'm going to sit down in the morning. Like I said earlier, I feel like these stickers from Kelly Bangs over at Illustrated Faith are like designed for planners. They're just so perfect. I actually do print them. It's not 100% when you print it through the Cricut, but I print them as large as I can. These would also work really well if you printed them smaller, and you could use them in other planner pages as well. These are really versatile, and if you've collected the whole year, then I would really encourage you to print them out at the beginning of 2023 to use again. Because why not? That's one of the great parts about printables, is that you can reuse them over and over, and now you have a full year of all of these different seasons, of all of these different themes, and you can use it. Like, you could do your whole planner in this, you could do your whole faith planner in this, you could do a ton of memory documenting with these pieces, and I think they're really, really versatile. I happen to really like these little banners for covering up. Like I said, I usually cover up the headers that are on these pages. Sometimes they're pertinent, like I don't need to always cover it, reminders or today, but it's also fun to decorate your page, bring in some more flashes of color. These little arrows especially are fantastic because I can just retitle as I want. So it makes it really easy to really customize your page, especially if you've printed these out on sticker paper. They're just ready to go. I will be honest, I struggled with my sticker paper this time, and that's unusual because I really like this brand of white sticker paper. I use the Mako brand of white sticker paper. It's much more affordable than other brands, which I very much appreciate because I print out a lot. But I did a different setting on my Cricut. Normally I choose matte vinyl when I'm cutting on sticker paper, and I wanted to try a different setting, so I went with the washi sheet setting, and I did it on one sheet, thought it worked fine, so then I used it on the rest, but truthfully it did not cut all the way through. So I'm not thinking that that was the right setting for me. When I use the sticker paper setting on my Cricut, it does go all the way through the sticker paper. So I've had to kind of experiment to find a setting that works well for me. The washi sheet setting, I did the default pressure and it wasn't enough. So I should try it again with the extra pressure, but really it's the matte vinyl setting that works best for me. It gives that what's called a kiss cut, where it cuts out just the sticker, doesn't cut through the plastic behind the sticker, and allows your sheets to work a little easier. This was a little hard to pull off some of the stickers just because it didn't cut all the way around in all the spots. I think there is a possibility also that I could use a new blade, so that's something I'm going to need to check out for my Cricut. Kelly Bangs has made it really easy to cut these out with a cutting machine because when you download them from Illustrated Faith, you get a PDF but you also get what's called a PNG file, and that is a file that will work with Silhouette software or Cricut software, and it already has that white outline around the stickers, so you don't even have to do any of the like Cricut gymnastics, as I call it. You don't have to do any of that in order to cut these as stickers. You just simply put them into Cricut Design software, upload that PNG file, and then size it down so that it works with print and cut, and then it's ready to go. It is so easy. It does take a little while when you do this all at once, when you print out all of these images and cut them out all at once. It probably took me 40 minutes in all honesty, but it's worth it having them on sticker paper because then they're ready to use for the entire month. I hope you enjoyed this little insight into some other ways that you can use daily planning pages. Obviously, I love this set for daily planning, so check it out over at Illustrated Faith in their Print and Pray shop. You definitely want to check that out. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. Thank you all so much for your support. We're having a fabulous time over on Patreon. If you haven't gone to check out to see if there is a tier that will work for you, they start at only $3 a month, so it's a pretty good deal for a lot of extra content and perks. All right, I will link things that I use in the description box below. Otherwise, I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.